Good morning, everyone. In last lecture, we studied some part figure of speech. Now today, we will learn in a new part of figure of speech. Then, what is meant by figure of speech? Figure of speech is a total change from the ordinary form, a expression or ordinary courses of ideas, and to make a greater effect there means figure of speech. Figure of speech means in a one word ornament of language means figure of speech. Then next, difference between uh, simile and metaphor. Difference between simile and metaphor. Then what is meant by simile? Simile is a word or phrase and that compares something to something else using the words like or as the for example face like mask or white as a snow. Means simile means when it is a direct comparison between the two objects of different kinds and which have the least at one point in a common, and it is called to simile. Then we will see here, use the like and as. Then next, examples of simile. Cute as a kitten. Cute as a kitten. Cute and kitten. Between this is two object. Cute as like as kitten. The next example, blind as a bat. The next, you are as a brave as a lion. Then they fought like cats and dogs. Means they fought like cats and dogs. म्हणजेच या सिमिलीमध्ये डायरेक्ट कंपॅरिझन केलं जातं टू ऑब्जेक्टमध्ये. म्हणजे आपण शी इज क्यूट. कशासारखी क्यूट आहे? ॲज अ किटनसारखी. ही इज अ ब्लाइंड ॲज अ बॅट. म्हणजे हा ब्लाइंड आहे, त्याला दिसत नाही, आंधळा आहे. कशासारखा? ॲज अ बॅट म्हणजे वटवाघूसारखा. यू आर ॲज अ ब्रेव ॲज अ लायन. म्हणजे तू शूर आहे. ॲज कोणासारखा? ॲज अ लायन. दे फॉट लाईक कॅट्स अँड डॉग. म्हणजे दे फॉट कशासारखे लढले? लाईक कॅट्स अँड डॉग्स. Then next, very important figure of speech for 12th board exam. What is mean by figure of speech? Means metaphor. Metaphor, a word, a word or phrase that is used in an imaginative way to show that somebody or something has the same qualities as another thing. Means here metaphor, what is mean by metaphor? Means in a metaphor when a direct comparison is made and it is called metaphor, or it is implied simile. Means it is direct comparison between two object. It is not direct, it is comparison between indirect. But in a simile, there are compare between two object but directly comparison between two object. This is the very important difference between two figure of speech. Then next example of metaphor. In a metaphor, life is a dream. Life is a dream. It is indirectly comparison between comparison for the dream. Means life is a journey. Means life is described as a journey. Life is described as a ड्रीम. इथं आपल्याला लाईफ काय करतं? इथं लाईफ हे इनडायरेक्टली कंपॅरिझन करतं ड्रीमशी. And next example, her cheeks were roses. Her cheeks were roses म्हणजे तिचे चिक्स होते ते रोजेस सारखे चिक्स होते म्हणजे इनडायरेक्टली कंपॅरिझन. नेक्स्ट एक्झाम्पल, द कॅमल इज द शीप ऑफ द डेझर्ट. Then next, she is an angel. These are the examples of metaphor. Simile and metaphor. Both figure of speech are mainly differences between. In a figure, in simile uses indirect comparison between two objects, but in a metaphor there are indirectly comparison between two objects, two things. These are the main difference between both figure of speech. Then very important next figure of speech, illustration. Means what is mean by illustration? Here given the definition of illustration. Illustration is when there is a repetition of sound within a phrase or a sentence. Here given the definition. When means when similar sound or repetition of the similar letters are used to produce poetic effect, and it is called to illustration. म्हणजेच या अलिस्ट्रेशनला आपण मराठीमध्ये अनुप्रास अलंकार म्हणतो. यामध्ये सिमिलर साऊंड अँड किंवा ऑर रिपिटेशन ऑफ द सिमिलर लेटर, तेच लेटरचं पुन्हा रिपिटेशन किंवा पुनरावृत्ती झाली असेल तर त्या लाईनला आपण अलिस्ट्रेशन हा फिगर ऑफ स्पीच आला आहे किंवा आपण इथं समजतो. यामध्ये एक एक्झाम्पल दिले. वी विल सी द नेक्स्ट एक्झाम्पल. शी शेल्स बाय द seashore. Means in these lines, repetition of sound. Which letter? Yes. She, yes. Then next word, sells. Then in beginning letter, yes. Repetition of letter. Then she sells, yes, repeated. Then by the seashore. Means it is to repeated the sound of A of C alphabet. Then next example, repetition. Try saying this alteration tongue twister example or quickly. In a nursery rhymes, आपण नर्सरीमध्ये जे आपल्याला राईम्स दिलेले असतात त्यामधले बरेचसे जे साऊंड आहेत, बरेचशा राईम्स आहेत, त्यामध्ये येणाऱ्या जे टंग ट्विस्टर आहे त्याला आपण अलिस्ट्रेशन किंवा अलिस्ट्रेशन यासारखे ते दिलेले जातात. आता एक्झाम्पल दिले आपल्याला. पेटर पायपर पिक्ड ए पेक ऑफ पिकल पेपर. इन दिस लाईन P is frequently repeated. P sound is frequently repeated. Also P letter is frequently repeated there. Means petter P, piper P, picked P, a peck P, or pickle P, and peppers P. In this line, coming up, which figure of speech? Illustration. Then next example, a good cook could cook as many cookies as good cook who could cook cookies. In this line, C letter is repeated again and again. C letter sound is repeated in again and again. Means a good cook C, could C, cook C, as many cookies C is repeated. Then as good cook C, who could cook cookies. In this line, him in illustration figure of speech. Then next example, black buck beat a big black bear, means black bee, bug bee, beat bee, a big bee, black bee, bee a bee, means B letter is frequently repeated. B letter sound is frequently repeated. The next example, sheep should sleep in a shade. In this line, yes, sheep yes, should yes, sleep yes, in a shade yes. Yes letter is again and again repeated here. Yes, in these lines, to illustration figure of speech. Then the babbles rose and burst. In these lines, babbles B, burst B. Then and round a rugged rock, a rugged rascal ran. In this line, R letter is oftenly, frequently repeated. The next example, he fumbles in the pocket for ticket, means here P is repeated. Means illustration is a figure of speech in which the same sound repeat in a group of words, such as the B sound in a BOB brought the box of the bricks to the basement. Means the repeating the sound must occur either in the first letter of each word or in the stressed syllables of those words. Means first letter is repeated in each line, in every line.